Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you guys doing? I hope all is well. Yahuah is good despite any circumstances. He's good and he's faithful. That I can guarantee. And speaking of that name, Yahuah, and his son Yahusha, isn't that name powerful, great, should not be taken in vain? And we should call upon that name to be saved. But in this video we got to talk about this, because there are two names that so many people refer to, and these two names are names of false deities, and these two names should not be in the same sentence or same category as Yahuah. And if you are Yasharel, you should not be calling on those names, and those names are God and Lord. About a week ago, there's a brother, a lot of you guys may know him, and I'm not gonna bring up his name or mention the platform or the channel of his platform, but I was watching his content. He has very good content, but oftentimes in the video he would refer Yahuah as the God of Yasharel, and he would say it often, and it bothered me so much that I had to leave a comment to pretty much tell him, hey, please, don't refer to Yahuah in that manner, because, and I'll explain to him that God is the name of a false deity. And so, and then, the crazy part is the following week he did it again. I'm just like, man, this is pretty annoying. So we should not be calling on the name of God and Lord, and I explain to that. So let's start with Lord. So it's actually a Babel sun deity. Lord is also known as Baal. Now, did not the children of Yasharel get severe punishment because often they would worship Baal? Often they would worship Asherah. Baal is also known as the deity of fertility and rain. So when, ladies and gentlemen, if you are doing this, referring Yahuah and Yahusha as Lord, that is serious error. Henceforth, why we should only call on the name Yahuah said call on, that's his name. And the other name is false. Lord is pagan. Lord is also means Baal, which is affiliated with who? Satan. So when you are calling on Lord, you're actually calling on Baal, which is devil worship. So we have to stop doing that. If you are doing that, please repent of that, because we should not refer to Yahuah in that manner. Let me go to Yeshayahu 42:8. It says, I am Yahuah, that is my name, and my glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images. So Yahuah is saying what his name is. So when you're calling on God and Lord, you're literally giving glory to those pagan deities, and many people set up images for those pagan deities. And Yahuah said, don't call on names, don't even praise those names. And he literally said, I am Yahuah. So he's making that very clear what his name is. Now, however, we got some hijackers that came up with a doctrine called the ineffable name doctrine, and this is what they said. They said that the name Yahuah is too holy to pronounce. Therefore, let's hide it and replace it with the names such as God and Lord and put it in the Bibles. That way it is practically more acceptable names to use. Now we know that is a lie by Satan. Yahuah want us to call on his name. He does not want us taking his name in vain. He does not want us to treat his name as if it's something that should be, pooped on. His name is high and his name is holy. Period. But like I said, the hijackers came and they came with this counsel to remove his name. That was a strategy of Satan. Satan does not want Yahuwah's name mentioned. He does not want Yahusha's name mentioned. And that's why we have to search it out. You want to know truth, you have to search it out. Because you're not going to just be able to find it off just some simple Google search. Satan ain't going to make it easy for his name, for Yahuwah's name to be, easily found, so to say. That's why Yahuwah said those who seek him wholeheartedly, he will reward them, right? Reward them. One of the greatest rewards of seeking him is truth. Knowing his name. He reveals himself. I love it. Now, let's get to the name. God, G-O-D. Also spelled as G-A-W-D. This name means troop. It is also a fortune deity of Babel. Also means to evade, to attack. The origin of the term means good luck. Now y'all know a lot of people call on the name G-O-D. You also know that name is in the back of, oh yes, the United States dollar and all of its coins and all of its dollar bills. And what does it say? It says, in God we trust. So they're clearly showing who they trust. Trusting in this deity of fortune. Henceforth, why the US dollar has been the global reserve currency for quite some time now. But it's going to come to a point where Yahuwah is going to bring judgment, and that's going to fall. And it's crazy how when a dollar falls, it pretty much will shatter the entire global currency. The whole world will go into an economic collapse because the dollar is being used everywhere. Now that shows you people put so much trust in that false deity. For example, Yeshayahu 65:11 says this. It says, but ye are they that forsake Yahuwah, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for God, and that furnish the drink offering to Meneh. Meneh is also a fortune false deity of fate. And so people like to praise G-O-D, aka money, aka their fortunes. Isn't it amazing how when people think they have a lot of money, they feel secure? Well, they feel secure by this false deity. Now, it's crazy that when people lose money, you see how they act. When a billionaire loses his fortune, oftentimes they commit suicide because they put all their security in that dollar bill, in their money. You notice, and a lot of the U.S. coins, they all say, in God we trust. Nah, it's quite crazy too. Like even on the $1 bill, you see the words "Annuit Coeptis," which means he favors our undertakings. Who are they talking about? They're talking about that false deity, G-O-D. Then also you have the term Novus Ordo Seclorum, which means a new order of ages. Also on the $1 bill, you have the all-seeing eye in a triangle, which means the eye of God watches over humanity. Now look at that. So all this trust that people put in that false deity. Listen to Yechekiel, or forgive me if I'm mispronouncing, or Ezekiel 39:7. This is what Yahuwah says. He says, so I will make my holy name known in the midst of my people, Yasharel, And I will not let them pollute my holy name anymore. And the heathen shall know that I am Yahuah, the Holy One in Yasharel. So who Yahuah is saying, his name shall be known amongst Yasharel and amongst the heathen. And for that to happen, he's going to bring judgment on all the false idols, all the false deities that people worship. He's going to cause things to crash. Did he not do that in Egypt? When he brought judgment on the land, he also said he brought judgment on their false gods. Those that they were worshiping, he brought judgment on those. Listen, there's no other name but Yahuah. Romaim, or Romans 10:13, Acts 2:21, and Yoel 2:32 also mentions that, for whosoever shall call upon the name of Yahuah shall be saved. Whosoever shall call upon the name of Yahuah shall be saved. Not who calls upon the name of the Lord, not who calls upon the name of God, because they can't hear you. They can't help you. But Yahuah can. He has ears to hear, eyes to see. See, in Shemot 23:13, it mentions, make no mention of other Elohims, nor let it be heard out of your mouth, nor let the names of these false deities be heard out of your mouth. In other words, Yahuah is saying, don't give them no reverence, don't give them no praise, don't give them no honor. And if you are a follower of Yahuah, if you are a follower of his laws and commandments, if you are of the Kodashim, and you're a believer in his begotten son Yahusha, then this should apply. We should not be making mentions of any names of false deities. We should not be giving them honor or praise. We should not be glorifying them out of our lips. We should only be glorifying Yahuah. And the crazy part is, people will look at this and they will think nothing of it. People will say, well, I've been calling on God for so long. He's done this, he's done that. Or I've been calling on the name of the Lord for so long, and I've seen this happen, I've seen that happen. Don't you know that Satan has the ability to do supernatural things? Henceforth, why people are still deceived to this day. Don't you know that Satan can do lying signs and wonders? Don't you know he has a jurisdiction in this earthly realm to do certain things that Yahuah allows him to do? Because many people love sin, and many people rebel against Yahuah. Don't you know that Satan can do false miracles? This is why oftentimes when I see supernatural things happen, I'm not so quick to jump and say, oh, that was the power of Yahuah. I want to make sure and see, okay, who did it, where did it come from, and why it happened, what was the purpose. That's just, that's just discernment. For Yahuah says test everything. We have to test it. But anywho, real quick, Yeshayahu 52:6 says, my people shall know my name. So Yasharel, people of Yahuah, you that know his name, you shall call on his name and nothing else. Stop using the pagan terms God and Lord, because you're really calling on Baal, and you're really calling on the false deity of fortune. Henceforth, you see how the United States again have "In God We Trust" on the back of their currency, on the back of their coins. They're telling you who they serve. Again, you see how the dollar is the global reserve currency. And it's crazy how any nation that decides that they want to de-dollarize or get away from using the US dollar, it's amazing how the US somehow ends up being at war with that country or that nation. Doesn't that word God also means troop, to invade or to attack. So anytime someone comes against the US dollar, that's what the US do. They call upon that false deity to attack that nation so that the US dollar can remain in power and can remain a secure currency for the world. But this is why it's going to fall. And Yahuah will make sure that it falls. And it will be felt globally. So yes, I've always said the name that we call on matters. And if this does not convince people that the name we call on matters, I don't know what else to say. But it matters. Or else Yahuah will not continually over and over again emphasize on it's his name alone that we shall call on. That we should not worship any other names. We should not call on any other names. And he also identifies when we call on those false deities who you really calling on. So I pray that anyone who's referring to Yahuah and Yahusha as God and Lord, please stop it. Because you're actually referring to false deities. And we cannot put Yahuah in the names of false deities. We cannot mix those names. We cannot. It's Yahuah, and that's it. It's Yahusha, and that's it. I think I said enough. Yahuah willing, I pray that I'm able to do another video. But until then, may you guys have a blessed and wonderful evening or morning, depending on what side of the world you're on. May Yahuah bless you. May he keep you. May he strengthen you. May his countenance be lifted up upon you. And I pray that his peace that passes all understanding will just consume you, and that you will just be filled with his joy and his love and his word. In the mighty name of Yahuah Sabaoth, take care.